Yes, so come and stand on your mat. You can have the feet hip distance apart. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kata van Dusselar. We currently live on Ibiza for a while and we plan to stay here on this beautiful island. And I'm a yoga teacher, a yogini from my heart, from my soul. I can't really imagine myself doing anything else than being a yogini, living a yogic life in each day that I live. And in this world right now, I'm a yoga teacher and teacher trainer, but I'm also a mom, I'm a lover, I'm a dog owner, and I'm a very passionate person, especially when it comes to connecting with spirit and helping others to connect to their spirit as well. And especially in these times that we live in, I believe it's very, very important that we pass on a torch that is a flame of love, a flame of light, a flame of hope, that we pass on the spirit connectedness to each other, whether it's with a sweet smile when you go through the streets and you see people being shut down, being worried, that we have that smile, that radiance, and somehow people sense it, feel it, and we pass on that torch. Well, we can pass on that torch through our yoga classes that we can offer generously. I think it's time to be generous with whatever we have. And of course, you can pass on that torch in many other ways, through a hug, through your family members, or through a food that you cook, through a mail or a phone call, right? But think about passing that torch on, that inner flame, that radiance, that inner connectedness, and you only can pass it on once you established it with yourself. So that's why the daily practice is just, how would you say that? You cannot unimaginable to not have our daily practice in these times right now. That's what keeps us on the surface, on the boat, standing strong. Yeah. So finding that steady position, you can have your feet hip distance apart. You can really root down throughout your feet. And then you can just have our hands coming together. And this time, let's just have, one palm kind of rubbing the other one right in front of our navel area. And let this be as if we would have like a stick here, like a danda. Let this be a gesture, a mudra of centering, of grounding, of aligning ourselves indeed to our center, to our core, to a deeper core, to this flame, to this fire within, to the light within, to our essence within. And just spend a little bit of time here, gathering your attention onto yourself. Starting to slowly breathe consciously for yourself. And then from here, let's just have our hands coming into a prayer for a moment. And on your next inhale, slowly taking the arms all the way up, opening our senses, our fingers, our heart, our mind. And on the exhalation, slowly let your palms turn down and imagine you invite all the energies to descend, to ground, to connect to the earth. Find steadiness as you stand here, a slow breath, slow movement. Exhale, slowly taking the palms down, connecting with the descending force, what we also call the Prana Vayu. Grounding in this now moment, landing fully. Inhale. And then for the last three, let's just add an Om ourselves. So taking a deep breath. Om. 2 more times, slowly coming up. As I already mentioned, in today's class we're going to visit all the 5 elements. We're going to ground them all, we're going to balance them all and connect with them in a conscious way. So slowly open your feet outwards, and then on your next inhale, slowly again reaching up. And this time as you chant slowly we're going to start to squat down. If you have anything going on with your knees, you can just stay higher up. So staying up here, it's fine, otherwise keep going. And then 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. And descend. Touching the earth, and 1 more time. Inhale. Coming all the way down, touch the earth. Have a moment of deep bow to the earth. You can even let your head go, and then on an inhale, slowly lift again the heart, the chest, your head, your neck, a little pulsation here. And then on the exhale again, gently bow, release your head. Let your awareness go to the earth, the center of the earth, and from there 1 more time, inhale, we lift our heart, and then exhale, we gently bow. Release your head, your neck, maybe move even a little bit the head from side to side to be able to let go of the head, to surrender. And then from here, slowly, I'm going to show it from the side. Slowly from here, slide forward with both of your hands. Come down onto your knees, open wide. And then exhale, going back into child's pose. Inhale, gently coming forward. And then on the exhale, slowly going back. Really slow movement, close to the earth. Feel how you land back to the heels. And then inhale again, coming forward. And then this time exhale through the mouth as you go back. Nice Prana breath where you really release everything to the earth. And just stay here for 3 more breaths. Very slow, calming breaths. Inhale, really this nice connection to the earth. Dropping the body, the weight of your body. And feel underneath the palms this welcoming, strong, steady earth, connecting with the earth element that gives us a sense of stability, of feeling safe and strong. Feeling that there is room for us, that we are welcome to be here. One last breath, long inhale. And then again, exhale throughout your mouth. And then from here, slowly sliding back with your hands to the knees. Taking the hands all the way up, reach up to the sky. And then on the exhale, slide down and bow. Connecting earth and the sky, spirit and the earth, slide back again, inhale. And then exhale. Deep bow. Let your forehead touch the earth 1 more time. And then this time we're going to slide all the way down. Slide forward and down. Landing onto the earth. You can have your palms really facing down, caressing the earth, resting on the earth. And again, just slow, deep breaths, inviting energy from the earth and giving your energy to the earth. Being in this mother-child exchange, just especially today, in this Mother Day. Right, we are all daughters and sons from beautiful Mother Earth. Feel that for a moment. And then exhaling all our tension, stresses, agitation through your mouth. From here, slowly slide back with your hands underneath the shoulders. And on an inhale, gently rise for cobra. Doesn't need to go high, we stay low, close to the earth. And then from here, gently tap your toes under. And come back into a downward dog. Rooting down throughout your feet, throughout your hands. Right, feeling the four corners again. Feeling your toes as you walk it out. Connection throughout your feet with the earth. Connection through your palms with the earth. Releasing your head, your neck. And allowing yourself to be slow. One more breath here, long inhale. And then all the air out through your mouth. From here, slowly take your right foot forward between the hands. If you have any knee issues, place something underneath your left knee. And on an inhale, gently coming forward. On the exhale, stay close to the ground. Pull your hips back, coming into half split. Inhale, slowly move forward. And then exhale, moving back, keeping the hips even, squared forward. And one more time, moving slowly. No time pressure. Really feeling our bodies. And slowly come forward again. And then take the right foot back into downward dog. From downward dog, gently lower down again into wide knees, child's pose. Open the knees and come and land into child's pose. You can have the hands in prayer. You can have the hands above the head in prayer. Again, just a few deep breaths. Taking this time to slow down. To be fully here. To be your embodiment. And to having a loving connection with your body. From here, slowly come back up again. Downward dog. Feel your feet, feel your hands rooting down again, the four corners. Steadiness. And then step forward with your left foot. So right knee is coming down. On an inhale, slowly we open the front. And on the exhale, gently bow. Inhale, come forward towards low lunge. And then exhale, pull back into half split. Release the head. Moving slow with feeling. Moving together with the breath, not on top of the breath. And then slowly again come forward last time. And step back into downward dog. And from downward dog, open the knees. And down into child's pose. Drop all the way down. A long inhale. And then full exhale throughout your mouth. Feeling your space as you are on your mat. This is your safe space that invites you to be here, to connect, to ground, and to nourish yourself. Slowly we flow forward, all the way flowing forward onto the belly. Again, let your arms slide forward. Let your forehead land on the ground. Let your frontal brain calm. Listening to the sound of your breath that is soothing and long. Take a last breath here, and with the exhale, imagine that you really drop your whole being into Mother Earth's arms. So relaxing your chest, your belly, all your muscles into the earth. And then from here, slowly we're going to start the journey with the water element. Yeah, so sliding back with your hands underneath your shoulders. And I invite you to really sense and feel each element as we move through them. How did they feel for you? So could you connect to earth? And how is it when we go into water? And as we come into water, let's just first start with little mini cobra waves. On an inhale, gently coming up. Imagine it's like a wave. On the exhale, slowly come down. Keeping your legs relaxed. Inhale, gently come up. Maybe rising a tiny bit higher. Connecting with the element of water, which is about fluidity, enjoyment, exploration. Starting to flow our own journey from that safe space. And for the last one, maybe coming even onto the fingertips. Riding a little bit higher wave. Tucking your toes under. And then coming up again into downward dog. And then this time, instead of focusing on the four corners and finding stability in downward dog, start to awaken some fluidity in your downward dog. Bending your knees. Allowing maybe the spine to wave, to undulate. Release your head, your neck. Any type of fluid and circle movement is welcome. So maybe sway a bit with your hips. And our aim is here to find enjoyment. Enjoyment in the movement, enjoyment in the exploration. Slowly taking maybe our heels to one side and then allowing our hips to drop, and maybe you can take the left arm and just circle all the way up. Then taking the heels to the other side, almost sitting down, and on an inhale, open the top arm up. Few more times, inhale. Staying in the enjoyment, try to not be mechanical. And then coming back into downward dog. And from downward dog, slowly take your right leg up. Bend your knee. And then take the knee towards the navel and gently explore, moving in a circle way with your hip. Opening the right hip. Engaging your core, so lifting the weight from the earth. And slowly take that right foot forward, bringing your hands. Placing the left knee down, again coming into the low lunge. Yet this time, we have a bit more fluidity. Taking the arms up and move your hips backwards. And then taking the arms down on an inhale forward. On the exhale, slowly down. Close hands to the earth. And from here, slowly turn as water is moving in all directions. Slowly turn a quarter to the left. And just bend your knees. Let yourself flow from side to side, caressing the earth. Imagine that you are that beautiful wave that is coming to the shores. Caressing the sand. Moving back and forth.
In fluidity, release your head, your neck. Try to not control the movement, but let your body take you onto this journey of exploration. Do you think water has a plan where it moves? I don't think so. It just lets itself be pulled this way and then that way, flowing with enjoyment, spontaneity. Slowly come back to the front. And then from here, take that right foot back next to the left. Downward dog. Gently descend on your knees. On an inhale, let yourself be pulled back. Coming into this back to Vajrasana. Lift the heart and the chest. And on the exhale, flow forward with the arms. And then be pulled back one more time. Inhale, finding that wave in the heart. And on the exhale, come forward for Anahata. Have a breath here. This time receiving the breath as a wave. And then with the exhalation, let yourself flow forward. All the way down to the earth. You can have the forehead grounding again onto the floor. And this time, instead of the steadiness and the riding of the earth, let yourself be still in a flow. Your hips swaying from side to side. And then from here, slowly, maybe even going a little bit further. Just exploring what feels right. Dropping all the concepts of the mind, the structures that are limiting our creativity, our enjoyment. Think about a cat, right, or a dog. They don't really think what movement is allowed and what is not. They are just going with the stretch that feels right. And boy, they can look like they're really enjoying themselves there. And slowly coming back to the center. Have a breath here in the center. Nice long full exhale throughout your mouth. And from here, let your hands slide back underneath the shoulders, but then a little wider. Bend the elbows and gently coming up into a fluid cobra. Right, not allowing our cobras to be only linear, but maybe they want to explore a little bit the space, the enjoyment of their own bodies. And then inhale, you can gently rise, and if you want, you can even be free with your legs. Little creature. I will never forget, like, I had the chance to be with Shiva in Costa Rica a New Year, and every morning every afternoon we went down to the sea, and she led us through a practice where we were on the beach. Some people in their bathing suits, some people still holding on to their yoga clothes, but we all ended up being in the sand, in the water, moving like creatures. And that was the most healing thing ever. To dropping that controlling mind. And not worrying about becoming maybe dirty by the sand and the water, but really taking it all in. So slowly from here, come back up into downward dog. And again, move in a fluid way. Notice when your mind again puts you back into, okay, this is downward dog. And let it be still fluid. Not knowing what is downward dog, but just exploring how it feels right today. And then from here, bend your knees. Let's have a little circling between plank and downward dog. And coming forward, starting to engage our core as well as we slowly prepare to transition to standing, taking the feet to the front. Release your head and your neck. And then from here, moving like water, but we're gonna already have a little bit of fire coming to it since we stand up. Realize like how from our roots, our feet, and our fluidity, we're gonna have to have some fire that lifts us away from Earth's pull as we come up to standing. So having the breath here, nice long inhale and long exhale. And then slowly taking your hands at the sacrum and on an inhale, lifting the heart of the chest. Let's just move like water. Wave falling down, slide down with the hands along the back of the legs as we flow through some moon salutation modifications. Right foot stepping back, knee down. On an inhale, slowly rise. And then pull the hips back, circling. Inhale, coming forward. And then exhale. Keep hugging the thighs towards each other, not losing the stability. There is a little engagement, mula bandha, yet there is fluidity and lightness. One more time. And then from here, slowly turn a quarter to the right and just sway from side to side. Staying low with the hips, allowing your hips to open. Exploring our fluidity. Let's still stay close to the earth, like water always does. And then slowly flow back to the center. Step back into downward dog. Coming down onto the knees. Be pulled back to your heels. Inhale, maybe a big circle also here. And then on the exhale, slowly flow down to Anahata. A deep breath here. And then full exhale throughout your mouth. Let yourself slide through. Be carried by the waves all the way down. Hands sliding back underneath the shoulders, a little broader. And coming up into fluid cobra. And then on the exhale, slowly flowing down. Back into downward dog. And from downward dog, taking the right foot forward, taking your left knee down. And then inhale, both arms up. And then on the exhale, not collapsing, but surfing those waves. Inhale. Then exhale, slowly prepare to turn a quarter to the left. Stay low with your hands. Flowing from side to side. Release your head, your neck. If you feel that there is a lot of tension or stress, just have another long inhale. And then exhale through your mouth. And from here, slowly coming to the front. And step forward with that left foot. On an inhale, come all the way up like a big wave. And exhale, float down again. Release your head. And this time, step back with your left foot. Continue with the left side. Inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, slowly circle. Rise. Be bathed by pure, wonderful, clear energies. And slowly, both hands down to the earth, turn a quarter to the left. And sway. Enjoy the movement, enjoy your freedom to flow. Just remember how often people were not granted that freedom to flow freely with their bodies. Here we are, 21st century. We can do that as women, as men, exploring our bodies with joy, with humbleness, with wisdom. Slowly turn to the other side. And then from here, oh no, I don't take you to the mandala, sorry. See, water blows my mind away. So downward dog. And from downward dog we stand onto the knees. Almost went into the full circle mandala. Coming back onto our heels, lift the height. And then exhale, flowing down. One more time, rise, inhale. Maybe even big arm circle. If that flows naturally for you. And then on the exhale, flow through into Anahata. Deep inhale to the height. And then we flow through all the way on to the belly. And since this is the last little bits of the water part, again, if you want, you can sway a little bit with the hips from side to side. Or if your body really started to enjoy the flow, then maybe you even roll a little bit from side to side. Just as much as it feels good. No forcing, no concepts from the mind. Just what the body wants to do, enjoy. And then have a last breath here. Long full exhale. And then hands under the shoulders, a little bit broader. Again, coming to the Sahasrara Cobra to liberate the fluid cobra. And then exhale, slowly descend. Back up into downward dog. And from downward dog, take that left foot forward again. The right knee is down. And you inhale, both arms up. Left. And pull back. Inhale. Like you're inviting a big wave and then it's washing over you. Purifying, cleansing, energizing. And then both hands to the earth. Maybe even lift your back leg in a fluid way as you transition to Uttanasana. Release your head, your neck. Have another breath here. And then slowly on the next inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Maybe a little back then. And then exhale, hands back to the heart. Having a breath here. Long inhale, long exhale. So we went through earth. Feel that for a moment again. The stability throughout your feet, your hands, your breath. A steady rhythm. Then we went through water. All this fluidity that we offer to our body, to our breath, to our moves, to our mind. Just go into the enjoyment and discovery and adventure. And now we transition into fire. So get your feet closer towards each other. And then interlace all fingers and release the index. Or you can also release the middle. So both are good for the fire, whatever works better for you. And on an inhale, just reach all the way up. Feel this inner alignment, this igniting power. Press your feet firmly down. It's a big shift from water. It's dissolving and all of a sudden we have focus and awakening and igniting. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, right? It's interesting to notice the shifts, like how did I feel with water? How do I feel when it stays like fire? Inhale, lengthen, and obviously it's not about having preferences, but observing our own inner attitude towards one element or the other. Now really lengthen up through the arms, the shoulders, and then on the exhalation, sit down low to Utkatasana. Inhale, gather the energy from your roots, belly in. So Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, lengthening all the way up. Exhale, sit down deeper. And then one more time, inhale, gather. And then exhale, slowly coming down, both hands to the earth. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, stepping back to a proper plank, which we didn't have yet, right? We've been flowing for about 40 minutes without any planks. Notice how that feels and how it feels that we are here with plank. Rolling a little bit back and forth over the toes, maintaining the nice stick shape. Dandasana, right? Just stick. And then from here, gather the energy at the core on an inhale. And then on the exhale, press your heels back and radiate forward and back and into all directions. Inhale, gather to the core, and from the center, radiate back and forth. One more time, this pulsation. And exhale. Slowly from here, lower down. Maybe knees down first. Maybe you hover all the way down to Chaturanga. Lower down. Arms behind, interlace your fingers. And on an inhale, rise for locust. Exhale, gently flow down. And rise either into cobra or maybe upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Maybe you can feel how we shifted gears. Long inhale. And then all the exhale through your mouth. Getting the feet towards each other in the center and awakening a radiance. The right leg reaches high up to the sky. Radiate through the toes from your core. Exhale, take the knee towards the navel. Inhale, reaching back up. And exhale, take it to the navel, back to the core, coiling in. Inhale one more time. And then exhale, slowly take the foot forward between your hands. From here, again on an inhale, gather the energy at the core. On the exhale, radiate back and forth, up and down. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, gather. And exhale. Don't drop your back leg. One more time. And exhale. From here, slowly come all the way up into high lunge. Release again the fingers. Release your index or the middle finger, whichever works for you. And sink down a tiny bit deeper. And on an inhale, gather and rise. Exhale. Radiate through the front, back, through your back heel backwards, down and up. Inhale. And exhale. From here, slowly both hands down to the earth. Step back into plank. And then slowly lower down. Rise for cobra or upward dog. And then on the exhale, downward dog. Then have a breath here. Long full exhale through your mouth. Feet coming together. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Radiant toes from your core, your navel area, hands pressing the floor away. Exhale, hug the knee into the navel. Inhale, back up. And exhale, hugging it in. One more time, inhale. And exhale, step forward with your left foot. On an inhale, gathering the energy at the core, so almost like you could hug the sitting bones that ties towards each other. And on the exhale, radiate back and forth. For the last two breaths here, we could even add the lion's breath. Gather the energy and stick the tongue out. From here, slowly rise up into high lunge. Then interlace your hands, lengthening up, have that solid rising energy flow. And then on the exhale, radiate in all directions. Inhale, gather. And then exhale. Radiant back and forth and up and down. One more time. Inhale. From here, both hands to the earth. Step forward. And sit down low again. Find your Utkatasana. Hands interlace. Exhale, sit down deeper. Inhale, gather. And exhale. Inhale, gather. And exhale, slowly flowing down. Look up halfway. And then exhale, step or hop back into plank. Slowly lower down. Rise for upward dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward dog. Notice how the fire feels to you today. Maybe starting out really hot. Long inhale and long exhale. Notice how maybe your focus starts to get clearer. You connect deeper with the breath. Feet coming together. Now begins the fun. Right leg reaching up. On the exhale, take it forward to touch your outer arm on the right side. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale back up. Radiant from the core. And exhale. Hug it to your upper arm. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. If you want, you can explore a little bit further. Let me show you on this side, right here. You can bend the elbows a tiny bit. Try to extend the leg to the side. And maybe just hover. Slowly coming back. And then from here, coming all the way down onto the knees. And stretch the arms forward. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, lower the chest down. Sliding forward. Interlace the hands behind. Radiant toes. Rise for locust, Shalabhasana. Exhale, flowing down. Rise for cobra or upward dog. And then back into downward dog. Deep breath here. Long inhale. And full exhale throughout your mouth. Awaken that inner fire. Kali fire. My mother Kali. The great mother. Who is not afraid of going through the fire. And using fire to distract what is negative, what is holding us back, what is unclear, in order to burst something even more clear, more loving. Last breath here, lion's breath. Long inhale. Exhale through your mouth, stick your tongue out. Feet coming together. Inhale, left leg rising. Exhale, hug the knee in towards the upper arm. Stay high with your hips. Inhale back up. And then exhale. One more time. Inhale. Radiant. And exhale, coming forward with integrity, not collapsing. If you want to explore, bend the elbows slightly, open the leg to the side, and possibly maybe hop. And then gently coming down onto our knees, wide open. Land onto the heels. Breathe all the way down into your roots. Embracing the earth, embracing the water through the fluidity of your breath, and embracing this transformative heat of the fire. Right, maybe feel how fire has a pull. Some of us who love fire, we might feel like, wow, this is just a good beginning. Where do we go from here? We just started to warm up. Right, so we're going to give a last little zip to the fire. And then we will continue to flow into air. So slowly coming forward. Tap the toes under. Get your heels towards each other. If your knees are fine, your arms are fine, you can start to take your knees off the floor and coming into this hovering squat. And then inhale, push yourself forward. On the exhale, go back. If this is too much, you can stay on your knees and flow that back and forth. And just do it one more time. Inhale forward. If you want to have a little bit more fire, you can add the exhale through your mouth. Last one. And then prepare to step or hop forward at the end. Yes. From here, and then inhale, lengthen the spine, gaze up, maybe hands over the shin bones. Exhale, flowing down. And then open the feet slightly outwards. Yes, coming down. Let the heels be connected, so really close to each other. Let your hands have a bit more distance than the shoulders in front of you, like not right away in front of you, but further away in front of you. And let's just explore together a bit of crow. If you don't feel like going into any crow today, your pose will be Malasana, squat. Yeah, totally fine. Otherwise, we will peak with our fire in crow, Bakasana. So slowly crawling under, keeping the feet close towards each other, turn them out. Create that little shelf with your upper arm and your shin, hugging with the shins inwards, pushing with your upper arms outwards. On an inhale, lift your pelvis, hands in front of you, and slowly start to lean forward. Gaze is forward, very important. Right foot can come up, maybe left, maybe it's just one foot at a time. And then crossing, and then lifting. Gaze is forward. Otherwise, if it's down towards the floor, yes and no, then you might just fall over your head. Yeah, so explore a little bit your crow, everyone. So nice to have you all. Have a breath here. And then either shooting back from crow, if you're really fired up, you see fire starts to grow in me as my whole being is like, yes! Shooting back, or just come down in a chilled way. Yeah, so slowly coming down. Inhale, rise, high or low cobra. Exhale, slowly float down. And then back into a downward dog. Having a breath here. And then long and full exhale. As we're slowly transitioning to air element. So bringing more attention and awareness onto our breath again. And then from here, slowly step or hop forward to the top of the mat. On an inhale, coming up halfway, hover, find the lightness. And we can even open the arms to the side. And then swan dives down. I love to have this little hug here at the end. Give yourself that little hug. So appropriate for compassion, for the element of air. Connecting with the heart. Inhale, come up. And then on the exhale, gently hug. And one more time, inhale, coming up. And then exhale, come down. From here, bend your knees and rise into Utkatasana. And then opening the arms in Utkatasana to cactus. What is important that your elbows are not sinking underneath the shoulders, because then it becomes heavy, right? We want the heart to be lifted, to be light. Yeah, so arms are here. And then on the exhale, just a tiny bit open, but keep lifting the heart, the chest. Keep hugging the thighs. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale. Open and stay light. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. From here, slowly come down, all the way down to Uttanasana. Come up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop back into plank. It's just I'm getting really, really sweaty. And then from here, taking the knees down again. Arms stretching forward, choosing Anahata again as transition instead of Chaturanga. Deep breath into the heart. And taking this time to connect to our heart. To breathe in love, to breathe in peace. Sense and feel how indeed we can sweeten the fire at the heart, right? If the fire is not connected to the heart, can become very, very sharp and burn and also create pain and suffering or really serve the ego, right? So we want to blend the fire with the heart. So our fire, our inner flame, our drive serves a good cause. And not just for us, but for all of us. That's the place of the heart. That's the mission, right? That's offering with devotion our heart, our energies, our skills to the greater good. So last breath here, super important as yoga teachers to have that connection between the navel center and the heart. That what we develop as strength is offered to the greater community. Last breath here. And from here, slowly flow through, getting, why not, into a low plank, just for a moment, yeah? So press your lower arms down, finding lightness here, developing again the power of the heart. You can roll back and forth a few times, and then from here, slowly lower down. Let's just open the right arm to the side. Yeah, so palm's gonna face down, reach at the shoulder level, and roll over the right shoulder as you come into this broken wing. And left arm can come behind you. Yeah, so have a breath here in the heart. And then an exhale, either through your nose or your mouth, setting the chest free, setting the heart free from anything that could dim its light, dim its radiance, dim its freedom. Another breath here. And then slowly from here, take your left arm to the side, roll over the left shoulder, right arm coming from behind. Taking a breath also here on this side. And then on the exhale, slowly coming back to the center. And from here, instead of the locust, instead of the cobra, the next progression is a bow. Right, really opening our heart, our chest. So taking the bow as connected vinyasa. So getting the knees closer towards each other and rise with grace, not with effort. Don't effort, only with lightness. On the exhale, slowly come down. And then one more time. Inhale, gently rise. Radiant toes. Exhale, slowly release. From here, rise for cobra or upward dog. And then exhale back into downward dog. Finding a lightness here. Again, you can allow the chest to melt, to soften, to flow. And then from here, slowly get the feet closer towards each other. And then an inhale, lift your right leg high up. Exhale, take the foot forward between your hands. Turn your back foot out. And we rise into a warrior one. Just let me find my music. Yes. So coming into warrior one. Both hips square to the front for now. And then rising with lightness, with grace. And then slowly take the hands down to the heart. And moving from the heart and coming into warrior two. The gaze will shift forward, your hips will shift to the side. And try to drop all effort and find the lightness, the ease, the grace. When you move with love, when you move with grace, when you move with compassion, things are getting softer. On an inhale, slowly lightening up even more, freeing the arms, the wings, setting yourself free. Instead of having broken wings, we want those wings to serve us well so we can fly. One more time, inhale. From here, left hand onto your left thigh. Inhale, rise with the right arm and coming into a revolving warrior. Keep the hips square to the side. Parshva Virabhadrasana and slowly come forward. And the left arm caresses the sky. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, reach up and back. Exploring your freedom to move left arm. And then open again from the heart, both arms, back and forth. From here, slowly straighten the front leg. Right hand lands on your right shin or on a block next to you. And then inhale, open the left arm up, coming into Trikonasana. Feel the lift from the heart. Lightness, air element. Breathing in that freshness, that ease, that grace. Either staying here, or if you want to flow further, left hand down onto your hip, bend your front knee. Flowing into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Maybe you have a block and you want to put it underneath your hand, and then left arm again can reach up. Finding balance, lightness, and liberation here. Can you block? And maybe even reaching back for the bow leg, only if it's without effort. Kicking the foot away. Still lightness. If it's effort, don't do it. Then slowly release, stepping back with your left foot. Take your left knee down. Lift the heart. Pull your hips back. And then just deep bow into half split. Unless you want to go further towards full split. Lifting the heart. Or if you're in half split, just bowing from your heart. Yeah, one is the heart power, which wants to rise. The other one is the ability to surrender with compassion, with intelligence, with wisdom from the heart. Deep bow. From here, take your foot back. And stepping back into the middle. You can walk it out. And then slowly take your left leg up. Moving with grace, no effort. Left foot steps forward between your hands. Turn your back foot out. And then rise into Warrior One. From Warrior One, take your hands down to the heart. Sink maybe a little deeper into the hips. Both hips square to the front now, gathering the energy and then staying connected to the heart. From here, slowly open the hips to the side. Coming down into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. And having a little lightness moment here. Again, just open. Move with grace, nothing mechanical, just really freely, but also in a connected way from the heart center this time. And slowly going into a reverse warrior, left arm reaching up and back. And then flowing forward, stroke the sky with the right arm this time. Slowly come back. Finding that air element in our moves, reach up and back. Lightness. Stroke the sky. And then from the heart again, open both arms gracefully. From here, straighten the front leg. Left hand can come down onto your left shin. And on an inhale, opening the right arm up, the chest up, roll it open. Right hand can come onto your hand, onto your hip. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And then bend the front knee if you want to go further towards Ardha Chandrasana. Radiant through your back leg, lifting the heart. Nothing is heavy or hanging or efforting. There is grace, love, and lightness. Maybe even opening the right arm up, and maybe you can even get your back foot in a bow shape. Dhanurasana in Ardha Chandrasana. Lift the heart, the chest. And then slowly both hands down to the earth. From here, step way back. Then take your knee down. Lift the heart, the chest. And then pull back into half split. Or the Hanuman, or sliding towards full split. If your body opened up already, why not? And again, either finding awakening, rising with devotion from the heart, or deep bow and surrender. One more breath here. Nice long full exhale through your mouth. And from here, swing your back leg forward. Or if you've been in half split, just also find your way to come onto your butt. Have a little move with windshield wipers. Loosening the hips. And so we will get into this transition from air element, the grace, the lightness, the connectedness, love, beauty, acceptance, and we will meld it with Akash, ether, space. Yeah, so let's just have a moment coming into a cross-legged position. Any cross-legged position that feels great for you. And just have a moment, connect to your breath. Noticing the lightness that we last cultivated. But also in the heart we're able to connect. We're able to come out of the boxes of the personality, and we're able to climb a little higher to have bigger perspective that is not just about us and our personal needs. But it's about the we. It's about all of us together. And so we will finish this practice with a little bit of pranayama and then a shoulder stand afterwards and a bit of chanting. Shoulder stand and chanting will be for Akash, for the space element, as space is sound. And the pranayama, the Nadi Shodhana, will be still as transition from the air. Yeah, so have your right hand coming onto your forehead. Let me find our right music for this. You can have your index and middle finger landing on your forehead. And we can just use the right thumb to close the right nostril and the right ring finger to close the left one. This is to balance the two currents, the Ida and the Pingala, the active and the receptive in ourselves. And this is again to kind of bring a greater balance, like we've been journeying through the 5 elements, and this is kind of also wrapping it all together. And it's also nourishing our air element, right? So we're gonna first close our right nostril and inhale on the left side, inviting the meditative quality of Ida. And then closing the left side and exhaling on the right. Then inhale on the right, close it, and then exhale on the left. Inhale on the left, close it, and then exhale on the right.
Inhale on the right. Close it, exhale on the left. So you can do this in your own rhythm every time we inhale. And then we shift to the other side to exhale. And we stay there for another inhale. And then we shift to the other side to exhale. Don't force the breath, let it be gentle. Naturally it's going to deepen, it's going to lengthen, but don't force it because you might get dizzy. And eventually we would love to do this until both nostrils feels evenly free, evenly open. And whenever that happens, just remember to finish it off with an exhale on the left side. That's how our cycle will be full. And once you have that, then you can just take your hands back down onto your knees and have a moment to just enjoy the free nostrils and the breath that can come in through both. And the magic of this is that when this happens, actually, instead of the Ida and the Pingala, so the solar and the lunar current to be activated or balanced, is actually we receive energy in the Shushumna, which is the main energy center that eventually is connecting us to the Kundalini, potentially having a clear pathway to rise. And to nourish all our centers and raise our awareness. So by balancing these two nostrils out, you basically clear the main energy channel that is enabling you to really connect to the source within, beyond the polarities. And so slowly from here, we're just going to descend on our back. And I invite you to explore a little bit shoulder stand, or any type of inversion that feels appropriate for you right now, that enables you to kind of explore a little bit the space, as we are connecting now to the element of space that holds everything and embraces everything, but it's also the most subtle one. It's the one that can really connect us to our essence. So maybe rising to a shoulder stand, get your elbows really closely in. Be mindful of your neck. If any neck issues, avoid shoulder stand. Maybe just have your legs up and move freely in space. Moving in an effortless way. And then from here, slowly finding yourself
a way to come down. With the hips, maybe sway a little bit from side to side, massaging your lower back. You can even let yourself go into a twist into one side and gaze to the other side. Having a breath here. Nice long full exhale. And then gently moving to the other side, move through space, maybe with legs open and expanded. And then from here, slowly coming back to the center. And then dropping yourself down into the final Shavasana. So releasing your whole body to the earth. And taking a nice long last conscious breath in which you are involved. And a full exhale as you release your whole body to the earth. Allowing your body, your mind, your heart to melt in space. The space within, the space around. Just allowing yourself to rest in your own spacious nature, not limited by anything. And just being. Being it all and being nothing. Being the fullness and the emptiness. And feeling this liberation. And your pure presence, consciousness, awareness. And having a last breath here, sensing and feeling that this space element embraces all the other elements. Maybe you can connect back to the whole journey that we did
Space is an integration, right? It's the embrace of all of it, the totality of all of it, and at the same time it's none of it, because it's so subtle. But maybe you remember how the earth felt, what it added to you, what the water felt like, what it added to you, what the fire felt like, what it did add to you. And how the mystical heart and air felt, and what did it add to you. And now ether or akash or space that on one hand embraces it all, holds it all together, but also dissolves it all. Helps us to have a little bit of distance between us and our experiences. Helps us to feel no limitation with indeed space and time. And just sensing presence. So slowly awakening your body a little bit if you need that. A little move, a little stretching, or a little bit of a deeper breath. And then gently you can transition onto your side. And come up into a sitting position that feels comfortable for you. And then slowly we can just have our hands coming together in front of the heart. And we will complete this practice with a bit of chanting from this neutral point inside of ourselves, from this point of presence. We will invoke the creativity and the Shakti by chanting the mantra of Ganesha, but just the bija sound of it, so just the essence of it, to not go into, from this dissolving into too much of forms and shapes again. So just the essence, the pure essence of creativity and moving vitality and your energy in a certain way that it manifests. It creates what is the right thing for you. So we will chant Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam. Instead of Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, just the bija sound, just the essence of it. We will start with an Om and then just go on with Gam, Gam, Gam. And whether you want to give a direction to it, or maybe right now you just really want to let that vibration work through you, and afterwards we can make an offering from all that creative flow that is connected to our essence, what we would love to create for next week, what we would love to set into motion. Now that we dissolved all these obstacles, we cleared the 5 elements inside of ourselves, you can, create more consciously and in a more balanced way. That's the idea. Yeah, so maybe we just set the intention afterwards, and for now we're just going to really connect that Kundalini Shakti, right? The creative power that we have in ourselves to create our own reality. So let's just have our hands coming together in front of our heart. Spine is nice and long, sitting bones rooted down. And let's just chant 3 arms together. So long inhale. And just a few times after each other, let's say about 20 times. Gam, 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 gam. Last 5. Gam, 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 gam. And I will chant just one time the Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, the full one, unless you want to join me just one time. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Now for a moment, sensing this vibration, sensing this vitality, this creative flow, and that connectedness to our consciousness, to our awareness. Just feel for yourself, what is it that you would love to create for this upcoming week in your life? How would you love to experience the week? What is the energy that you want to put down in your days? What is the energy and the events, the currents that you would love to put into motion and to receive and to experience? What is it that you would love to invite into your week, into your days? And what is it that you would love to send out as blessings into the world? Your vision for the world. And then I just have both of our hands coming together in front of our heart, bowing to our heart, bowing to our spirit, and bowing to spirit that connects us all. I just have a last here together. So long inhale, celebrating our connectedness. Namaste. So, lovely people, I hope that you enjoy the practice. I hope that you enjoy this journey throughout the 5 elements. If there is anything you feel like sharing, please feel free to do that through the comment sector or whatever option that you can have there. And yeah, I just really hope you love that. And yeah, I just really enjoyed flowing with the prana flow today. With all of you, that's really so much my inner flame, inner torch to pass on, and hopefully you could feel that. And yeah, stay tuned for more offerings to come. I'm really enthusiastic about this new concept that just popped out of one moment for my spirit, to do these online retreats. These are really great 2.5 days to deepen your practice while we're still here on Ibiza in lockdown and you guys are at home. We will also have outdoor practices by the sea, but it's going to be like a 2.5 days deep immersion into each topic. And one of them will be Advanced Vinyasa. So if you liked that type of flow that we had today, then I would highly recommend you to check it out, because maybe that would take you onto a beautiful deep journey and transformation and development further. Quite, packed immersion, 2.5 days, full days. So it's not like one practice in the morning and one in the evening, and in between you do all kind of things. No, there are lectures, and so it's like really like you would be on a retreat with us here on Ibiza. And we hope that also that's going to happen soon again, as soon as the borders are opening and we will feel free to fly like we did in our practice without any limitations. Again, we hope to see you again soon here in Ibiza. And until then, we stay connected through the virtual land and world. And sending you so much love. Take good care of you and seeing you soon, very, very soon. We have daily practices. If you want to have more of this every day, just let me know, send me a message. We have a beautiful community. I think about 42 people were with us flowing every day. So great energy to support each other. And this is a time where we definitely need that. Where everything starts to create more space and disconnect, it's always a call to connect deeper and to bond deeper and to nourish each other as much as we can. So much, much love to you all. Much love to the mothers, celebrating the mothers in each one of us, and celebrating the children also. And yeah, Mother Earth. Namaste.